but something inside me told me I had to talk to you right now. I don't care where you are, what time it is, or what you're doing, you needed to hear this. Because this moment, it's not random. You didn't open this by accident. This is a sign meant only for you. I swear, I felt it in my chest. This sudden pull, like your name was whispered somewhere deep inside me, and I couldn't ignore it. It's strange how the universe works sometimes. You could be sitting there, scrolling without thinking, but something stops you, something soft, something powerful, like a quiet voice saying, wait, listen. That's what this is. This message. It's your sign. And if your heart feels a little heavy right now, or your eyes sting for no reason, or your chest tightens, just reading these words, that's how you know it's real. That's how you know it's meant for you. I can't pretend to know everything you've been through, but I know you've been holding a lot inside. You've been trying to stay strong for everyone else while quietly breaking behind your smile. You wake up and push through, even on days when your heart feels empty. You keep giving love, even when no one gives it back the same way. But baby, you can't keep hiding that pain from yourself. That's why I'm here tonight. Because you needed to be reminded of something you've forgotten. You are not invisible. You are not replaceable. And no matter how much the world tries to make you feel small, you are still someone worth fighting for. I can feel it even from here. That quiet sadness in your soul, the one you never talk about. You laugh, you post, you smile for everyone else. But when you're alone, it hits differently. The silence feels louder. The bed feels colder. The world feels heavier. And yet, even through all of that, you still manage to care. You still manage to love. That's why I need you to understand. This isn't just a coincidence. It's a message meant for you to stop doubting how much you matter. You've been waiting for a sign that something in your life will finally make sense, that all the pain, all the waiting, all the heartbreak had a reason. And maybe this is it. Maybe this is that sign you kept asking for. You know what's crazy? Before I started recording this, I almost didn't. I almost told myself, she probably doesn't need to hear this. But something in me refused to stay quiet. It felt like your soul was calling out for reassurance, like you needed someone to remind you that you are seen, that you are loved, that you are not forgotten. I don't know who made you doubt yourself, who made you feel like you had to shrink to be loved. But I promise you this, you were never too much. You were just giving your love to people who weren't ready to handle it. And I know you've been praying, maybe not out loud, but in your heart, asking the universe, when will things get better? When will I feel like myself again? You will. But first you have to stop running from your own worth. You have to stop pretending you don't care, when deep down you care more than anyone. You have to stop telling yourself you're okay, when your eyes give you away. It's okay to admit that you're tired. It's okay to admit that sometimes you just want someone to hold you and say, you've done enough, because you have. You've carried yourself through storms that others didn't even see. You've smiled when your heart was breaking. You've loved with a heart that's been bruised too many times. And you're still here. That's strength. That's beauty. That's you. But let me tell you something else. This moment, right here, right now, it's not the end. It's the beginning of something new. You might not feel it yet, but your story is shifting. The things that hurt you are losing their power. The people who didn't value you are slowly fading into the background. And someone is being guided straight toward you. You won't have to chase love anymore. You won't have to beg for attention. You won't have to prove your worth. Because soon someone will look at you and see you. All of you. The real you. They'll notice the small things. The way your eyes light up when you talk about something you love. The softness in your voice when you care. The way your laugh fills a room. and they'll wonder how anyone before them could have missed it. And when that happens, I want you to remember this night, this message, these words. Because this is the universe preparing you for that love. This is the part of the story where you stop settling, where you stop questioning why it never worked before. Because it wasn't supposed to. Not until now. So if you're sitting there feeling something stirring inside your chest like a spark you can't explain, don't ignore it. It's your sign. It's your reminder that something beautiful is coming. Something that feels like peace, not confusion. And maybe, just maybe, that something is already closer than you think. Because if I'm being completely honest with you, I felt that same pull too. That same strange connection that makes me think of you, even when I don't understand why. It's like your energy found a way to reach me. Like your soul tapped me on the shoulder and whispered, "Tell me what I need to hear." So here I am, speaking softly, letting my heart say everything I never planned to. Because the truth is, I care more than I probably should. You've become this quiet thought in my mind that shows up in moments of stillness. When the world goes silent, I find myself wondering how you're doing, if you're sleeping well, if you're taking care of yourself. I don't even know why, but I just want you to be okay. And maybe that's what love really is. Not loud, not dramatic, not forced, just gentle. The kind that doesn't need to be explained, only felt. So if you were waiting for a sign, here it is. If you were asking the universe if it's time to let go of that pain, it is. If you were hoping for a reason to keep believing in love, this is it. Because love is coming. The kind that doesn't break you, but builds you. The kind that doesn't disappear, but stays. The kind that feels like home. Not a battlefield. And I hope when it arrives, your heart is open. I hope you don't push it away because of what you've been through. I hope you let yourself be loved the way you've always deserved. And until that moment comes, I'll be right here, reminding you that you are enough, you are loved, and you are never as alone as you think. So my love, take this as your sign. This message didn't find you by accident. You were meant to hear it. You were meant to feel it. And deep down, I think you already know that this isn't the end of our story. It's only the beginning. You know, when I said that message was a clear sign meant for you, I wasn't saying it just to sound mysterious or deep. I said it because I felt it, truly. Something inside me wouldn't stay quiet that night. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't think straight. And even when I tried to distract myself, my mind kept going back to you. It was like the universe was whispering your name in my ear again and again, until I finally said to myself, this is not a coincidence. You see, sometimes life doesn't give us clear explanations. It gives us feelings. And those feelings are the signs we often ignore. But not this time. Not when it comes to you. You might think I'm exaggerating, or maybe I've lost my mind a little, but I swear something changed when you came into my thoughts lately. It's like I suddenly became aware of how your presence, even from far away, carries this calmness I can't find anywhere else. You have this energy, something pure, something that doesn't try too hard, and yet it makes everything around it feel softer. And maybe that's the reason I'm speaking to you tonight, because I can't shake the thought that you're meant to hear this. You, not anyone else. I don't know where you are right now. Maybe you're lying in bed with your phone in your hand. Maybe you're outside watching the sky, or maybe you're just lost in your thoughts. But whatever it is, I just want you to pause for a second and feel this moment. Because what I'm saying right now, it's not random. It's the kind of moment that finds you when you least expect it, when life feels uncertain, when you've been asking for a sign to tell you that everything is going to be okay. And if that's you right now, Then listen carefully, because this is it. This is your sign. You've been through so much quietly, haven't you? You've smiled when you wanted to cry. You've kept yourself strong when nobody was there to hold you, and you've loved deeply even when you were the one breaking. You've been patient with life, even when it gave you reasons to give up. And yet here you are, still trying, still hoping, still believing in something more. That's why I needed to reach out, because I see that strength in you, that quiet beauty that the world often overlooks. And maybe, just maybe, I was meant to remind you of it tonight. There's something magnetic about you, you know, the way you make others feel seen, the way you love, the way you care without needing recognition. You don't even realize how powerful that is, but I do. And I want you to know that someone out there, maybe me, maybe the universe through me, sees you. Not for what you pretend to be, but for who you truly are when no one's watching. That's what makes you unforgettable. That's what makes this connection feel real, even though we're miles apart. And if you're wondering why I keep saying this message is a sign, it's because I believe people cross paths for a reason. Sometimes life sends you a person who speaks the exact words you needed to hear at the exact moment you were about to lose faith. Maybe that's what's happening now. Maybe you needed to be reminded that your heart still matters, that your story isn't over yet, and that someone out there believes in your light. Even when you don't, you might not believe in fate, or signs, or the idea that something bigger is guiding us, but I do. And tonight, I believe that something brought you here, not by accident, but because you needed to feel seen, loved, and understood. You needed a voice that doesn't just talk to you, but with you, softly, honestly, and without any mask. Tell me something. Have you ever looked up at the sky and asked for a sign? Maybe you whispered it in silence. Maybe it was a prayer. Maybe it was just a thought you sent out because your heart couldn't carry it anymore. I think we've all done that, and I think tonight that whisper found its answer. Because this right here, right now, is what the universe chose to send back to you. I can't explain it perfectly, but I can feel it, like I'm supposed to be part of your story in some small, strange way. Maybe I'm here to remind you of what love should feel like. Gentle, patient, real, or maybe I'm just here to tell you that you deserve peace, that you don't have to fight every battle alone, that someone out there would give anything just to see you smile without pretending. And if I'm being honest, I wish I could take away all the moments that made you doubt your worth. I wish I could stand beside you and tell you face to face how deeply you're meant for something more, because you are. There's something rare about you, something that refuses to give up, even when the world tries to dull your shine. I feel that every time I think about you, that spark, that quiet strength, and maybe that's what draws me closer every day, even when I try to stay away. You know what's strange? Even though we haven't met, I feel like I already know you. The way you overthink, the way you hide your pain behind a tired smile, the way you stay up late, staring at the ceiling, wondering if anyone out there understands how you feel. And if that's you, then yes, I understand, more than you think. Because somewhere in your story, I see pieces of mine too. Maybe that's why this connection feels so different, so personal. And maybe, just maybe, that's the real sign here. The fact that our paths crossed right now, when you needed to hear this the most. Maybe it's not about love yet. Maybe it's not about destiny. Maybe it's just about being there for each other when the world feels heavy. But still, I can't deny it. There's something about you that pulls me in every time I speak. Something I can't quite explain. So if you've been waiting for a sign to believe again in love, in yourself, in life, this is it. Don't ignore it. Don't doubt it. Let it in. Let it remind you that even on your worst days, you're still worthy of something beautiful. You're still allowed to dream, to hope, to feel again. And if all of this feels like it's speaking directly to you, that's because it is. It always was. I'm not here to promise you perfection. I'm not here to tell you everything will be easy. But I am here to tell you that someone believes in you. Someone sees your worth. Someone right now is thinking about you and silently wishing for your happiness. Maybe that someone is me. Maybe that's the reason I can't stop talking like this. Because every word feels like it's coming from somewhere deeper than just my thoughts. It's coming from my heart. So tell me, will you listen to this sign? Will you trust what you feel right now, even if it doesn't make sense yet? Because something tells me this is just the beginning. Something tells me that what's happening between us isn't an accident. And maybe, just maybe, the universe has more to say through me to you. If you're willing to hear it, don't go yet. Stay a little longer, because I'm not done telling you what you mean to me. And I have a feeling, neither is this moment. You know, it's ever since I said those words to you. Don't ignore this, it's a sign meant for you. I haven't stopped thinking about the look you might have had on your face while listening. Maybe you were surprised. Maybe you were trying to understand what I truly meant. But deep down, I think you felt it too. That strange pull inside your chest. That quiet realization that something in those words was speaking directly to your heart. It's okay if you didn't understand it completely. Sometimes signs aren't meant to be understood right away. They're meant to be felt. I've been thinking about you a lot lately. More than I should, maybe. There's something about your silence that speaks louder than anything else. Even when you don't say a word, I can almost hear what your heart is trying to express. The emotions you hide. The feelings you don't show. The love you're afraid to give fully. Because you've been hurt before. And I get that. I really do. You've been protecting yourself for so long that now, even when something real tries to reach you, you question if it's safe to let it in. But listen to me for a second. Not as someone trying to impress you, not as someone pretending to know all the answers, but as someone who feels you. The truth is, the reason you're hearing this message today, the reason you couldn't skip it, is because a part of you was ready. Ready to believe again, ready to feel again, ready to finally open the door to something that feels real. You see, life doesn't send us people by mistake. It doesn't make us hear certain words by accident. Sometimes it sends someone's voice to reach the places in your heart that have been locked away. And maybe that's why I'm here. Maybe I was meant to speak these words, not just to say them, but to give them to you. And if I'm being completely honest, I don't even know how I got here. I don't know how I ended up being the one to speak to you like this, to connect with you in ways that feel too deep to explain. But I've learned something. When something feels this real, when it touches your soul before your mind can catch up, you don't question it. You just let it flow. And that's what I've been doing ever since that first message, just letting my heart speak. You know what I think? I think you've been missing something. Not a person exactly, but a feeling, that sense of being seen, being understood, being valued for who you are, and not just what you give. You've given so much of yourself to people who didn't stay long enough to see your worth. And because of that, you started thinking maybe you were the problem, but you never were. You just gave your love to people who weren't ready to receive it. And now, here you are listening to me, wondering why these words feel so personal, why they hit you so differently. Maybe it's because for once someone isn't asking anything from you. I'm not asking for your attention, your energy, or your effort. I just want you to feel seen. To know that you're not invisible, to remind you that there's still kindness, softness, and genuine love left in this world, and you deserve every bit of it. I keep thinking about the word sign. What does it really mean? Maybe it's not something that appears in the sky, or a voice from nowhere. Maybe a sign is something that makes your heart pause. Something that feels like it's speaking only to you when the rest of the world is silent. That's what this moment feels like. You and me sharing a space in time that somehow feels personal, even though there are millions of people out there. And you know what? That's rare. To feel a connection so real through words. To feel like your soul recognizes someone it's never met. I don't know how to describe it, but when I talk to you like this, it feels like my words already know where they belong, inside your heart. I can imagine you right now. Maybe your phone is in your hand. Maybe you're scrolling and suddenly you stopped here. Maybe something told you, wait, don't skip this one. And that small decision, that 1 second of staying, brought us here. Isn't that strange? How sometimes the smallest choices lead us to moments that feel like they were always meant to happen. So, let me say this. Don't ignore this connection. Don't overthink it. Just feel it. Let yourself believe, even if it's just for a moment, that maybe this was supposed to happen. Maybe this message, this voice, this moment was meant to remind you that love doesn't always arrive with a face. Sometimes it arrives as a feeling, a warmth, a quiet reassurance that you're not alone. You've been strong for so long. You've carried the weight of things that nobody even knows about. You've smiled while breaking inside, and you've comforted others while silently wishing someone would comfort you. I know that exhaustion. I know that ache. But I also know that you still have so much love left inside you, even after everything. That's the kind of heart that doesn't give up. That's the kind of heart I feel drawn to. I don't know what your story is, the full story, I mean, but I can tell it's filled with emotions that run deep. Maybe you've loved someone who didn't love you back. Maybe you've lost someone you thought would stay forever. Or maybe you've simply been waiting for something to make you feel alive again. And if that's true, then let me say this softly. Maybe this is that something. Maybe this is the beginning of you feeling again. Every word I'm saying to you right now is coming from a place of honesty. I'm not trying to sound perfect. I'm not trying to be poetic. I just want to be real with you. Because I know what it feels like to lose faith in people, to stop trusting promises, to stop expecting kindness. And yet, even with all that pain, you still have this beautiful ability to love. You still care. You still hope. That's what makes you special. Maybe that's what drew me to you. From the start, your quiet strength. The way you don't realize how powerful your softness really is. The way you think your heart is fragile when in truth, it's one of the strongest things about you. And I need you to remember that, always. You're not meant to live a small, silent life, filled with doubt and fear. You're meant to love deeply, to laugh loudly, to be seen completely. You're meant to have someone who looks at you and says, I see everything you are and I still choose you. And maybe that person hasn't come yet. Or maybe they're already here, speaking to you right now in words you didn't expect to matter this much. So, tell me, what if this really is your sign? What if this moment was never random? What if everything that brought you here, every heartbreak, every delay, every lonely night, was preparing you for something more meaningful, for something you were always destined to feel? Because if I'm honest, I can't stop feeling it. This connection, this pull, this strange warmth that makes me want to keep talking to you, to keep reminding you that you're not forgotten, that somewhere someone truly cares. Maybe I don't know your face, your voice, your exact story, but I know your heart. I can feel it through these words, and that's enough for me. So tonight, before you fall asleep, I just want you to remember this. You're not lost, you're not behind. You're exactly where you need to be. And maybe this message, this sign, was the universe's way of telling you that your heart is about to feel something beautiful again. Don't rush to understand it. Just let it unfold. Let it be. Because sometimes the most beautiful connections don't need explanations. They just need to be felt. And if you're still listening, then maybe you already know. This right here is not just another random message. It's something deeper, something meant, something that found you for a reason neither of us fully understand yet, but we will. Soon. You're still here, and I don't know why, but that means more to me than I can explain. Maybe it's because I can feel that you didn't just hear what I said, you felt it. And that feeling, the one that made you stay, that made you keep listening, it tells me something powerful. Tibin stalls. Wanting powerful. It tells me that your heart is finally opening again, even if it's just a little. I want to tell you something that's been sitting heavy on my chest ever since I started speaking to you. I didn't plan to say any of this. It just came out, like something deep inside me wanted you to know. Maybe that's how real connections work. They don't need effort. They just happen. And that's what this feels like. Effortless. Real. You have no idea how much you've been on my mind lately. Every time I think about you, I imagine you sitting somewhere quietly, maybe with your phone in your hand, maybe with that tired look in your eyes that says you've had enough for the day. And yet somehow you still smile at the world. You still give your best, even when nobody notices. And I wish I could be there right beside you, just to tell you, you don't have to do this alone anymore. Because I see you. Not just what you show the world, but what you hide behind your calm face. The thoughts that keep you up at night. The feelings you don't talk about because you're scared. People won't understand, but I do. I understand more than you think. Maybe that's why I'm here. Maybe that's why this message found you. Because someone somewhere wanted you to know that you're not invisible. You're not forgotten. You're not replaceable. You're someone's reason. Even if you don't know it yet. And maybe that's what this whole thing is about. Realizing that the universe doesn't make mistakes. That sometimes when you feel lost, it's actually guiding you toward something that will finally make sense. Maybe it's guiding you toward love. Maybe it's guiding you toward peace. Or maybe toward someone who will never walk away. When I said this was a sign meant for you, I didn't mean it lightly. I meant that you're meant to hear this now. Not later, not someday, right now. Because something inside you is ready. Ready to start again. Ready to believe again. Ready to love again. And if I could whisper one thing in your ear, it would be this. Don't run from what feels right. Just because you've been hurt before, don't shut down the parts of your heart that still want to give. You deserve something real. You deserve something lasting. And if you're still listening, then maybe, deep down, you already know this isn't just another story. This is your story, unfolding quietly, moment by moment, word by word. Maybe I was never here to just talk. Maybe I was meant to find you. And if that's true, then I'm not letting this connection fade. Not tonight, not ever, because something about you feels like home. And I'm not walking away from that, so don't ignore this. Don't question it. Just let it be what it's meant to be, something rare, something real, something real, something real, something rare. And now that you have, maybe everything is about to change.